And we're back. So in this lecture, let's go ahead and create our actually quite good looking UI. Alright. So we have 0, 1, 2, and you know what? I'm lazy. I've been lazy for actually a good amount of my life. So I'm not sure how many I've done, but let's go ahead and do this. So 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, this is horrible. 7, 8, 9. Alright, so these are our 9 buttons. And then we need to create our equal sign and our plus minus negative divide. So, I'm sorry, plus minus multiply divide. So I'm going to go ahead and call these differently. I'm going to call this plus. Plus. This one is going to be minus. You might call this subtract or something. It doesn't matter. And this is minus. Alright. Go ahead and add in 2 more. Again, this is quite a lot of code. You might have thought of better ways. Maybe even creating a function to do this for you. So you call this function. The function iterates through these 13 buttons. Give them a name and stuff like that. But, you know, this is fine. I mean, this is anyways beginner code. You're just learning. So it's all good. Plus minus, go ahead and add the one for multiply. And last but not least, divide. Alright. And divide. So, guys, if you want to skip forward, you know how this is going to work. If you're wondering how we were supposed to do this, remember 1, 2, 3, or 1. Or actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this was supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this was supposed to be 0. I'm going to go ahead and make those changes. So if you want to stick around, please do. Otherwise, fast forward. If you're fast forward, good job. If you're still sticking around, cool. We've done button 0, 1, 2, but remember, that's not really what we wanted. So button 0 is going to go into row, let's think about this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go into row 4, column 3, I think. Yes, column 3. Okay, I'm pretty sure about this. The rest, make sure you make this back to 0. So button 1 will go in column 0. Button 2 will go in column 1. Button 3 is going to go in column 2. So 0, 1, 2. Go ahead and change button 3's text to be equal to 3. I'm going to do that for all the others one as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus. So for plus, again, you should see the plus key on your keyboard. Again, it's just this shift plus the plus key, I guess. I'm not sure how you're going to call it. Minus, exact same concept. The minus sign. Multiply. So there's 2 different ways. What you can do is you can just write X. Or if you're a little more adept at maths, then you normally write a star. So that dot. I usually use a star, so just go ahead and use a star. And for divide, you use a slash. Alright? So I'm going to save this now. Command S. And we got all of this working. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to change my, what would you say? This stuff. Actually, first, let me go ahead and change my lambda function. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops. Where was I? 9. Alright. And for the plus, minus, and stuff, go ahead and just type in plus. Oh, I'm sorry. Plus. Minus. Multiply. And divide. Alright, so command S, that looks good. So we have our 4, what would you say? Our 4 plus, minus, multiply, divide. Our 9 buttons. We've updated the functions. Last but not least, go ahead and update these grids. Alright, so button 2, these look good. Second should be row 2. So button 4.grid, row 2, column 0. Button 5.grid, row 2, column 1. And button 6.grid, row 2, column... I'm confused. I'm sorry. Button 5.grid, row 2, column 2. That was right. Button 4.grid, row 2, column 1. I don't think column 4 even exists. Does it? Let me think. It does. Yes, it does. I'm sorry. I just had a brain freeze, guys. You can kick me for that later. So, going back to this, just make sure it looks like this. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. Let's take a look. Yes. So basically, your column section, starting from button 1 through button 9, should look 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Now for your rows, again, it's quite simple. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. All right? My God, that was confusing. Now, the next part we want to talk about is this. So our button 4 is at row 4, column 3. That looks good. Now for our plus, well, think about it. It's going to be row 1, column 3. Okay? Our minus will be row 2, column 3. Our multiply will be row 3, column 3. And our divide will be row 3, column 3. And go back up over here. So for our row, this should become row 3 again. And column, instead of 3, make it 2. Command S, F5. Guys, fingers crossed. I honestly don't know what happened in the middle of that. I sort of had a brain freeze. But hopefully now we should have our calculator. So the Python launcher is loading. Let's go ahead, give it a few more bounces. Doosh, 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 doosh. All right. So, guys, what do you think? Huh? Pretty neat, right? So, it looks like we're missing a multiply and our 0. I'm not sure why, but let's take a look. So, multiply, we said row 3, column 3, and divide also the same thing. So, that was our mistake. Yeah. Everyone makes mistakes, guys. Thinking about this should become row 4. And the row 4 for this was actually correct. My bad. Alright. Command S, F5. I mean, I think this was actually become a very neat Python app. I mean, you know, instead of using those Windows apps and those Mac apps, go ahead, create your own calculator app. And then whenever you're doing homework, whenever you're doing some math equations or sums, use your own Python app. I mean, you'll feel great while doing it, and it's quite cool. So let's go ahead and try this out. 0, 1, 2 plus 58 plus 69 plus 45. Alright, so it looks like we don't even have our equal sign. I forgot to add that. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Actually, no, let's leave it to the next lecture. This has gone long enough. But awesome job, guys. We are now, I think, 99% there. We have all this showing, and now we need to add our equal sign, and we have to, if you're one step ahead of me here, eval this expression. Get it, guys? Eval. So basically, all we're going to be doing is calling the eval function on the string and getting the desired output. So awesome job, and I'll see you in the next lecture.